Alright. Shalom Akim to listen. I do want to give all praise and all glory to Yahweh Bahashem. Yo, Shai Bahashem Kakadash. It's like y'all was yawning. Double on the side apostles and elders of great mills from that taught us the truth. Peace and blessing to the sincere Akim that's pushing his truth and our truth with sincerity on the four corners of the earth to lead to us. Shalom. Welcome to Brother Ariyah from the Great Millstone Miami Camp. To come back through the spirit power of Yahweh Bahashem and try to make up the lesson. Okay, and this lesson, was inspired by, this article. I was watching it from the Apostle Iram Lab, they was going into, that digital ID. Okay, and here is, the king of the UK, is already trying to implement, or is speaking about implementing that digital ID. All right, it says, from tourist tax to digital ID, BBC corresponds the key bills in the king's speech. Okay, and, this is all part of, Esau trying to bring in, that NWO, that New World Order, and the MOTB, because, Esau works with, gradualism, so Esau's gonna, get you acquainted with the digital ID, that digital ID and all these things to make your life more convenient, okay? That's why he got you, even from your phone too as well. The Apostle Ramla was saying that it's too as well. If you think about it, now you got biometric things where you can just open your phone with your face and unlock your phone with your face and, save passwords with your face. All these things are just gearing your mind up for convenience, man. Okay, when Esau comes and acquaints, a way of living or a change in the way of living with convenience, people tend to go with it. Right, when we know how this devil works, he's going to try and say that, okay, this is something that's going to be better for you. And just like how, he was saying in this article, all right, he was going into how, there's going to be a tourist tax and, it's going to be the digital ID, okay, implemented with that. Or that's part of it too as well. All right, and, they're going to try to make it sound so pleasing to you, but what is that gearing your mind up for? Okay, the people that don't really know what's going on is going to think that, okay, that's the way of convenience. Okay, they're going to think that, oh yeah, it's quicker, it's faster. Okay, even going back to, back when, before there was a tap to pay system, before there was an Apple Pay system. All right, people were paying with cash, paying with coins. Now they're trying to get away with the, with the fiat currency. Okay, now they say, okay, use your card. All right, now you got to put your card inside. You can do tap to pay. Okay, and then there's Apple Pay, and then as well as too, there's this thing. Okay, a Whole Foods where you just waive the pay. All right, these things are just making your mind just go with the flow. Okay, you don't people that don't really have a spiritual eye. Okay, that really believe in the Lord. All right, they're gonna look at these things as, oh yeah, it's more easier for me and this and the third, but understand how this devil works, man. He's gonna allow you to do that so that you can, so that things can be more convenient for you. Now, when he comes with this MOTB, you're gonna think he's just convenience. Okay, you're gonna think that, oh yeah, it's just easier for me to do certain things. I don't have to, pull out my wallet or do any of those things. All right, that's how and that's how this devil's gonna get a lot of people, man. Okay, without having knowledge and wisdom of the scriptures, they're gonna go ahead and take that chip. Okay, because they're gonna think that it's gonna make their life easier. Okay, but in reality, at the end, it's gonna get you destroyed. Okay, and I got a couple of precepts just lined up just to further edify the point. Okay, this is 2 Corinthians 2:11. It says, "Lest Satan should get advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices." That's right, man. If we were to be ignorant, if we were to just let this, so to say, slide, all right, we will be caught in that same word of, that same cloud of darkness like these people are in. Okay, and these are things that should be brought to the attention of the, of the people. That's why the Lord has set up prophets, You know, the men that are, prophesying on the highways and byways, telling you of these things. Okay, and these things should be an eye opener that now the king want to bring in, okay, that digital ID. All right, so things are moving quickly, man. There's tension in the Middle East. They trying to push this, this MOTB now. All right, and what should that tell you? All right, we are at the end of the world, man. Things are speeding up. The Lord is speeding up the times. Okay, people have already noticed that time is speeding up. Okay, and that's through the spirit power of Yahweh by Shimei Shai. Okay, but going back to the topic. Okay, we are not to be ignorant of his devices, and one of his devices is using the media. Okay, using social media and the internet to persuade the people. Okay, he making his ads, his advertisements. All right, scriptures say that, and I'm gonna grab it too, that his words are smoother than butter. This is Psalm 55, verse 21, and it says, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but words in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet they had drawn swords. This right man Esau, he knows how to talk a good talk, man. This devil knows how to persuade you with his words, when he does those contracts. Okay, he knows how to entice you, man. Okay, and you've seen that even going back to, when he came over here with Northern Tribe, saying that he was going to help them and all these things, but he ended up what? Killing them, man. And that's what he's going to do now, man. Esau's going to use his words to say, yeah, man, the MOTB is something beneficial. It can heal you. Okay, it can cure blindness. Okay, it can make your life way easier. Okay, it can store all your information on your data. All right, you're not going to need to have your card no more. You're going to need to have that C up in your forehead on your right hand. Okay, and then, you're going to be able to go anywhere. Okay, but that's just how the devil is programmed, man, to be a liar. That's why the scripture tells us to never trust our enemy. Okay, because people are going to see this and be like, oh my gosh, I've been waiting for something like this. Okay, and they're going to be caught in that deception, man. All right, continuing on. I did want to get a few more precepts. And seeing that there's a talk about that digital ID again. Okay, it should be in the top of your mind. What is the devil trying to do? Okay, this is Ecclesiasticus 14 and verse 9, and it says, a covetous man's eye is not satisfied with his portion, and the iniquity of the wicked dried up his soul. And that's right, man. Esau is covetous, man. Scriptures call this man a vagabond who neither keepeth at home. And why is that? Because Esau, here it is, Esau has the fatness of the earth, but he still wants more. Okay, that's why, he's trying to implement this MOTB, because he wants you, he wants to be like the Most High. Okay, Esau wants full control of you. All right, and, if you take that mark, you are saying that you are down with Esau's system. Okay, because what is a mark used for? Okay, to mark your territory. It's a way of not significance, but I'm trying to word it the right way. Matter of fact, let me just do a mark definition. Just a quick little. And it says a visible trace or sign or signal used to indicate position, distinction, or quality. That's right, man. Esau's going to allow you to take that, or people that's going to take that mark, and you're going to be a sign of or a symbol of Esau's system, man. And you don't want to be that sign, man, because if you are that sign, the Lord's going to destroy you, man. All right, you don't want to be bound to the system. All right, this is Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16, and it says, and he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in the right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the number of his name, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is the wisdom, let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Okay, and that's going to be, and that's what Esau wants to do, man. Okay, he's going to cause it all, both small, great, rich and born to try to take that mark, right? And a lot of people are going to take it, man, because they didn't have that spiritual, that spiritual, deception to see not to take it and to know what it is. All right, but these are the little things that we are seeing that's going to lead up to the MOTB, man. These little things that Esau tries to make easier for the people, trying to make way of travel, way of living your life more convenient, and then I don't know, you're just gonna pop out with it, man. All right, and us as men of the Lord, we ought to watch these signs constantly, remain diligent in the scriptures, watching this devil, so that we don't get caught up in the mess, man. Okay, so that was the lesson, Akia. Okay, Lord, what lesson is edifying. Okay, with that, I do want to give our praise and our glory to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Kakadash. Double honor to our apostles and others of great mills that taught us the truth. Peace and blessing to the sincere Akim. With that, I do want to say Shalom.